You're listening to Love, Guns and Freedom with Gianluca Zanna on Guerrilla Media Network. Hi everybody, this is Luca Zanna. You're listening to Love, Guns and Freedom on K-Talks 1340 AM and on Guerrilla Media Network. This is the hour that we talk normally about guns, and today we will talk about the AK-47, specifically with the pro, a guy that he wasn't born exactly here like myself, but now he's an American, and I think he has one of the most exciting websites and YouTubes, pretty much everything about AK-47. So, don't go away, you're listening to Love, Guns and Freedom with Luca Zanna. Call your friends and we are ready to go in 60 seconds.
Have you ever met someone on an online dating site and thought, wow, this guy is perfect for me, or she is simply amazing, only to find out they were hiding a deep, dark secret? They plan to vote for Hillary. FreedomLovers.us was created for singles who want to exchange ideas and a love for freedom. People who are looking for solutions to create and defend freedom in the real world, and at the same time, getting that once-in-a-lifetime chance to find their true soulmate. Whether you are interested in meeting your soulmate, making new friends, networking, or hanging out with that like-minded liberty lover, visit FreedomLovers.us. It's the first free dating site and community. So patriots, don't waste your time with other dating sites. FreedomLovers.us is the place where like-minded singles really click.
Okay, I'm back here, and I have it here with me. Today, chamber check, mag check, the gun is empty, and right now we have, first of all, the special guest. His name is Rob Sky from Illinois. Rob, are you there?
Hey guys, it's Rapski from the AK Operators Union. How are you today?
My first blurb, Sky is key, great.
Yes, ski, because this is the last three basically letters of my last name, and everyone in my platoon, my unit, everyone just cuts it down. They don't bother to pronounce the whole last name. They don't want to butcher it, so they just call me Ski. So that's how I become the Rapski.
And I butchered even the last nine letters. Okay, I was able to do that. Now, Rob, listen to me. First of all, as you as me, we seem like to have the same type of Alabama Southern accent. And I'm being sarcastic. Where are you from originally? What is your background?
Originally from Kentucky.
Like myself, I guess.
I came from Poland. I came to United States in 1998. So do not adjust the radio. This is how I speak. Okay, I do not prank that accent. I try to speak best English as I could, but it's hard and hard to drop the accent. So I speak with the accent.
Rob, don't worry. They're already used to me. Okay, so already done some damage here. Now, great. And that's funny because we share the same type of story, at least that part of story. We both came to America in 1998. That's kind of exciting. And we are both naturalized American citizens. You are naturalized American too, correct?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. So we took both an oath to defend this republic. That's the bottom line. And I see through your site, by the way, you have a website and you have an amazing YouTube channel that you really understand the concept of the Second Amendment, and not just in theoretical way, but also you really practice it. And you specialize, as I see, especially on the YouTube channel, the AK Operators Union, Local 4774, correct me if I'm wrong, on the AK-47. Tell me a little bit about this YouTube channel and how this idea was created and when started it.
We started talking about the AKs a little bit more than a year ago. So as you can see, based on our followers numbers on the Facebook and on the YouTube, we grew. We just exploded on the YouTube, and we exploded with popularity on the Facebook. And our main goal was to bring the AK rifle to average American user because there is some stigma attached to the AK rifles. There was a lot of Vietnam War veterans which they didn't like AKs at all. and in the late 90s, early 2000s, that still was the case. I think that changed a little bit when we have engaged in global war on terror, and our GIs went overseas to Iraq and Afghanistan, and they found themselves very often in the need of using the AK rifle, and they realized that this is a really good weapon. And yes, the bad guys are using it, and we are fighting them. But it's a weapon, and the weapon is very reliable in under any conditions, and it shoots very well too. I think one of the most annoying misconceptions is that the AK rifle isn't accurate, and that's totally not true.
Very good. And I agree with you. There has been a lot of misconception. Of course, it's a rifle dedicated and created for a special purpose. I mean, if you want to have, let's say, a long distance rifle, maybe this is not the main purpose, but you can still have a lot of versatility with this rifle, more than people can imagine. For example, I seen you shooting on YouTube to have zeroing the rifle and also going to some marksmanship shots, like till at least 400 yards, and this is with the K47, correct?
Yes, we with AK-74 type clone. This one runs on 545 by 39, and we took it to 600 yards. And you are absolutely can make hits, and with the good optic on it, and engage the targets. With the AK-47s or AKMs, because we really do not have the AK-47s.
Correct.
This is, but I tried to fix that problem. Originally, when we were talking AKM, nobody could understand what we're talking about, so I dropped the ball, and AK-47 it is. But basically, with the AK-47s, which are running on 7.62 by 39, I think so you can take it easily to the 400 yards and be successful with that rifle. Especially with the newer models, and with good AK, good quality AK, you should have no problems engaging the targets up to 400 yards.
Perfect. And let's play 1 second, because you're right. Technically, us here, unless you have a very lucky guy that has a lot of money and the special FFL license or whatever, an FA class 3, we don't really have AK-47. We have pretty much a rifle that is patterned according to the AK-47 style, but is a semi-automatic rifle. What is the difference really between AKM and AK-47?
The AKM, that was a modified version of the AK-47s, and there were some improvements made to that rifle, and the design changed a little bit. The name came from the original AK-47 was introduced to the service in the actually late 46, and then swing to the 47. That's how that name was created. The pattern AK-47 stick to it, and that's that's why we keep hearing AK-47. But if you look into the users, even in the countries like Russia, you will not find very many AK-47s. I mean, maybe at the museum, but not in the service, not in the use. So all you're going to see is different patterns for the AKMs, modified versions.
Perfect.
More modernized.
Exactly. So the AK-47, it's like a historic piece. Now we are pretty much, our rifles, they're based on the AKM design. Now, tell us a little bit about your professional background when it comes down to rifles. I mean, did you serve in Poland? Did you have special training? How did you learn all your skills?
Yes, we had to serve, of course, in Poland, and I did I did my service, I did my duty at that time. Okay, nothing to be really proud about it. I did what I had to do, and then when I came to United States, I have joined the Army. I'm serving right now still with the Army National Guard, and I'm infantryman. I'm very proud of it. This is something what I always wanted to do, and I did this because this country has been so good to us and to my family that I decided, this is the time to pay it back somehow. I'm paying taxes, but I wanna do the service too, because I think so that this is the honorable thing to do, and I always had that desire to serve in the U.S. Army. So here we are.
Okay, exciting. It's funny because myself, when I came to America in 1998, not even after 6 months, I wanted to join the army myself, and I talk about this in the last Sunday show. Okay, and don't get me wrong, I completely with you. You know, my family also was during World War II. I already said many times. You know, we were under occupied by the Nazis, and it was kind of for me a tribute, or at least a way to say thank you for this to this country. Only thing, you know, you never heard about Michael New, specialist Michael New, during the Clinton administration. Is the army specialist. You ever heard about him?
No, no, I did not.
Okay, this is the hour normally I talk about guns, and I don't want to, you know, start to go into politics, but I will send you the link of the interview because it's one of our American heroes. And you know, I know that you mean well, and you want to defend this republic, and you should listen a little bit about the story about Michael New. But this is about something different, and I'll send you the link about that. This is something that I'm sending to every soldier enlisted or every professional soldier out there who still pretty much believes to uphold our oath, and they should know, in my opinion, the story of private. Specialist, Army specialist Michael New. Anyway, now let's talk about rifles. Between the K-47 and the K-74, there are differences, of course, and
Yes.
probably many people already in my show, my listeners know, but let's give a little bit your professional opinion. What is exactly the pro and don't on each rifle, if you had to choose between both?
Absolutely. My favorite type of the rifle will be 74 type, specifically because it's running the 5.45 by 39 millimeters round. So it is a lighter round, but it has outstanding ballistics, and it's a very accurate round. Also, the terminal ballistics, the damage on the body is absolutely devastating. I mean, that round, when you are hit by that round, it's designed specifically to start tumbling inside the body, so it creates a havoc inside your body when you are hit with that round. Now, that being said, the 7.62, which is commonly used in so-called AK-47s, it's heavier round. And if you want to destroy something which is hiding behind the barrier or something, this is the perfect round because it has a much better penetration. So it plows through the walls and can reach the target hiding behind the wall. Now, these are consequences to this because I hear a lot of people are using the AKMs for the home defense. And I'm always worried about this because you know how the houses are built in United States.
Yes,
I mean, you shoot that round, especially 7.62, and even if you will hit the target, you have to remember from the very close distance, if you are using for the home protection and if you engage the target, it's probably going to be inside 10 meters or 3 feet inside the 10 yards. So that round will go through the body without stopping, and because the round is at the full velocity and it will go through the body without stopping, and then it will travel through the walls and probably through neighboring homes and God knows what else you can hit. And I'm always telling this to our students, be aware of not just the foreground of the target, but background of the target as well when you are engaging the targets. But for the home defense, I would strongly encourage people, pick up the shotgun. That's probably, the semi-automatic shotgun, maybe Vepr 12 shotgun with 10 rounds magazines, and you are good to go. The AKM rifle, oh boy, I am really not the big fan of AKM rifles in home for the home defense.
I completely agree, and people sometimes exactly forget about that we live in most of us. I mean, I live in the middle of nowhere, so I could shoot a 50 cal in one of my places and still would be able to be safe. But the point is, if we live in an environment like there are neighbors, and especially if you live in a city, exactly what you say is so important. So please, listeners, understand a rifle like an AK or even 74 or 47 doesn't matter. It can pretty much over-penetrate pretty much almost everything in a regular civilian environment, like normally where we live. Now,
yes, I live in the suburbia, so our homes are fairly close to each other, and I can guarantee you if I will shoot through my house, that bullet will travel through the half neighborhood before stopping down.
Perfect. I mean, perfect. Scary. That's the truth. Now, question, talking about ammunition, AK-74, you said something very important. So I love it, by the way. I have several AK-74, and I confirm what you say. I like, first of all, the ballistic. I like the fact that when you get, especially the Russian surplus the 545 by 39, that they have this sort of area air pocket, that they tumble, and they have some sort of a steel penetrator. Don't say that to the ATF too loud, otherwise they're gonna pretty much doing what already done. They're stopping this importation.
We unfortunately the last year around that time, it was around that time, the ATF basically issued a ruling that this is the armor piercing round, and all the importation was stopped. The new Form 6 were not approved for the importers to bring that ammo, and it was outstanding source of the cheap ammo for all of us. And that stopped, and the ATF was trying to pull out the same trick this year for going after the green tip on the 556, but of course, the AR is much more popular, so there was so much outcry generated that they dropped the idea. And we helped too. We stood up for our AR friends and AR brothers, and we did our video, and we're trying to get our fans engaged and sign petitions and stop that madness, because it's absolutely unjustified. But they did it to the 5.45, and there is nothing what we can do at this point.
You're right. That's the point. Before you buy a rifle, don't get me wrong, I love the AK-74, and I think, especially when you get the real stuff, the Russian stuff, that they have this air pocket, and they designated to do exactly this tumbling. They are the best rounds, and they are low in recoil. Every woman or every young man could hold it with good training. So the sad thing is we have this unconstitutional agency without even act of Congress. This is just pretty much like now a bunch of bureaucrats. They tell you what type of rounds you can have. Unfortunately, they did what they did because we weren't doing our job like we did with the AR-15. So we need to get it back. And I understand many listeners already involved, but we need to understand the ATF shouldn't have the power to pretty much regulate our Second Amendment. Now, what do you think about, first of all, normally I don't talk about politics in this show, because in this hour, the first hour it's completely about rights, politics, and things like that. This is about the guns fact. But you come from a place like myself, from Europe, and you come from a different background from the average American, and you've seen things, maybe not you directly, but your family lived through an age of darkness, okay? Like my family lived through the age of darkness of the communist, and we still have communists, but more important, before that, even when we had Mussolini, was even darker. Now, what do you think is happening right now in America? Do you smell something that is familiar as a sense of alertness? Something's happening. It is not exactly the America I came here even just 16 years ago. What do you think?
I will tell you what, I'm over 40 years old, so I had the taste of living in the socialistic paradise, quote unquote. It wasn't a paradise by any stretch of imagination. And what we are seeing right now in US, and it breaks my heart because I lived through it. There is that desire of a lot of people to go and drift into that socialistic waters, and they do not understand the consequences. And let's talk for a second about the healthcare system. Yes, the healthcare was in my country at that time absolutely free. Okay, that was true. However, you couldn't get any healthcare because the hospitals were overcrowded, the doctors' offices were overcrowded, and if you want to be taken care of it, you had to pay bribes to the doctors, to the nurses, buy your spot at the hospital.
Right on.
So why I'm telling you this, because this is exactly what we are trying to push here in the US right now. And I understand there has to be something done to reform the healthcare system, but this is not the way. The socialism is not the answer. Like Margaret Thatcher once said, the socialism is a great system until you realize you are bankrupt.
Exactly.
And this is how it always ends, because you cannot just keep taking and spreading that wealth because at some point someone has to pay the bill. You have to
Exactly.
balance the sheet. And what we are seeing right now, the transformation of America, under the President Obama, is absolutely heartbreaking to me. It's like living this all over again, and hopefully we will gain some common sense back to the politics. But unfortunately, even on the Republican side, I do not see a lot of hope.
Okay, listen, I know you're a National Guard and that's your commander in chief. This is not my commander in chief. I don't even call him president. Obama is let's see, FCC compliant, is a bastard, communist piece of garbage, and is a Nazi. People say, why you say communist, also Nazi? Yes, I tell you why, and I also say that many times. Nazi means National Socialist. And as Hitler did, not only a socialist agenda, but also he did the race agenda. But that's my personal opinion, and let's go back into guns. Otherwise, we're going to get you in trouble here, okay?
I cannot comment on what you said.
Exactly. That's why it's Luca Zanna opinion, Obama. I know you're listening. I know the NSA listening. I know that I had more than 50 views from Homeland Security on my website, zanna.us. So be sure it's me talking, okay? All right. Now, back to guns. Now, AK-47 against AK-74. We pretty much went through that. Now, if people says the AK-47 has some sort of limitation, especially with the rear sight and the radius of the sight. But I know that there are a lot of things now we can do, especially with optics. If you could create pretty much your Optimus AK-47 or AK-74 with some modification, keeping it light, we don't want to overdo it, but what would you do?
I'll definitely put some rail up front, and because the rail allows you to add the flashlight. If you don't want to play with the side rail for mounting the optic, you can stick the very light micro dot up front, and right away you have a great package. You have the flashlight and you have an optic on it. So that's pretty much, if you want to keep it absolutely simple, this would be the easiest way to go. If you want to be a little bit more advanced, you can pick up the Zenith rail like B10M and then add the rail at the dust cover B33, and then you have the rail in the middle of the dust cover, and you can put more advanced optic like maybe a scope or with fixed power 4X or even variable power. Right now the Primar Arms is making excellent 1 to 6X scopes for 7.62 calibrated for the 7.62 rifles, and then you can reach out the targets up to 500 yards. Or if you are playing if you have to use the rifle in the CQB, you can switch to 1 power and you have like a 1 power optic.
Perfect. And this is very important because, now, we, especially when you put the rail, we have so much more flexibility that we can pretty much have on the average AK. And it's a great rifle. I tell you, I have a dream. If every American, every law-abiding citizen in America will still believe, that we have a republic and we are nobody slaves and we are the last line of defense against all tyrannies, foreign and domestic, would buy just one rifle. The rifle that pretty much would defend this republic would be the AK-47. And I'll tell you my opinion why. AK-47, you can get pretty much for the price of a gun, handgun, you can get a rifle. And differently from a gun, a rifle can defend liberty. A rifle does things that normally a gun would never do. The gun is to defend your person. Rifle is the infantryman main weapon. And more important, you have a price range, it's affordable. You have something that normally you would never pretty much have to modify or, fix or change parts. I mean, seriously, I saw some torture tests that you did on your YouTube channel that they're out of this mind. I mean, tell me, people already knows probably that this AK-47 is pretty rough, but you do things that they are completely out of control. Give me like some sort of a test that you did on one of your latest videos.
I will tell you, the one of the most brutal tests is probably dragging a rifle behind a truck.
Yes,
and then checking how it cycles and how it is functioning. And the people are questioning this, why we are doing this. And I think so this is the fastest way to accelerate getting the pollution inside the receiver, to getting the mud and all the debris and everything to the whole mechanism. I agree, it is radical. but I think we had zero malfunctions with the AK rifles run through that test, and it speaks a volume. I think so. This is the one of the most brutal tests. Another good one too is when we throw the rifle after when the rifle is dirty on the road, and we check if it's functioning. Then we take it and we throw it to the creek, and the creek is very unique because we have the sand and little rocks, debris at the bottom of the creek. So when we are dragging the rifle on the rope through the creek, it's not just the pure water. Water isn't that bad, but all that sand, all those debris are getting to the magazine, to the mechanism, and this is the real. It's probably one of the hardest tests. It's not as visible as dragging the rifle behind the truck, but that creek test, I'm telling you, it will drop on the knees a lot of rifles.
Yeah, and also I see when there is a truck that you pretty much you go over with the truck on this rifle. I mean, this is
yes,
I couldn't believe it.
This is you wouldn't believe it, but this is actually happening very often. What the people do, they forgot the rifles and they run them over with their cars.
Yeah.
So that's how this test was created from the feedback from some of the users, and we just basically want to see if the rifles can survive something like this.
Perfect. Now, let me tell me a little bit about, you have a training facility in your home state. You're exactly in Illinois, correct?
Yes, we are right under the nose of the biggest gun grabbers in the country. We are not that far away. I'm not that far away from Chicago, but we have we do everything at our farm, which is in the central state, and this is where we do the videos. And we'll have in November we'll held our marksmanship classes down there too, and the marksmanship class will be specifically for the AK pattern rifles, and we'll teach the people how to correctly engage the targets up to even 600 yards with the AK rifle.
Perfect. I see, by the way, you have a beautiful website besides the YouTube channel that you also offer classes, as you're saying, and it's, I really wanted to come. There was a class in Las Vegas, in Boulder City. Let's see, exactly May the 23rd, the 24th, Saturday and Sunday. This is one in Boulder City, Nevada, correct?
Yes, this is like 20 minutes away from Las Vegas in the Pro Gun Club. That class sold out immediately, but we are working very closely with friends from the Rifle Dynamics, and we have just received the message this week. They open up possibilities of performing another class later in October this year, and we open up the right now the spots for the second class in Las Vegas, which will be in October this year.
Okay, I need to come to that one. Are you going to be there as an instructor?
Absolutely, yes. It will be me, Dima 1 and Dima 2.
Tell us a little bit about those Dimas. Where are these guys? They're great guys, by the way. Where
Dimas are great guys. They have extensive experience. They basically do perform training for the special forces all around the world. They train the units and mainly in Russia too, how to use the AK rifles. So they know a lot about the AK rifles, but they are not limited to the AK rifles. And we work with the Dimas. They have the company named Center T, and the Center T is a company in the United States. This is a training and consulting company that's like a division of AK Operators Union. And we are basically, our goal is to provide the training for the self-defense and for the proper use of the rifles a little bit from the Eastern perspective, because a lot of people are trying to use the AK rifle the way how they are using AR, and there are some major differences even with basic holds and basically differences in the mechanics of the rifle between the AR and the AK. So we are trying to provide that unique Eastern European view on the platform and how to use it, and trying to spread that knowledge to our students.
I think that's great. I'm really excited about it. And even if I cannot come to do the class, maybe if I'm around and I'm available in the end of May, I would like to maybe just do another interview and maybe take some audio feeds. That would be great. I would like to meet you in person, by the way. That would be exciting.
Absolutely. If you could meet us with with Dimas in Las Vegas, that would be sweet, and we'll be more than happy to have you with us.
Yeah, I'm based like in Mojave County. That is pretty much like 1 hour and 30 minutes away from you guys. So that's not that bad. Mojave County, just at the border with Nevada. Now, tell me, let's say first of all, your website. I mean, you have a website that beside the training classes, you also offers great stuff. I like the accessories. I mean, you got a lot of great stuff there. Give the website out, please.
Yes, the website, the address is very simple, www.ak4774.com. So that's all it is. It's very simple to memorize it. And we have created the website basically to help us to run the AK Operators Union, because the cost associated with making the videos, performing all these tests, we couldn't keep up. We have ended up last year losing $9,000. I
Wow.
kid you not. And my wife said, "That's it. You are done.
I understand. I understand the feeling.
You are done expanding the family, the college funds for the kids. This gotta end." So we created the store. We established the communication with some companies, and we are trying to offer a little bit better pricing and offer the products which we reviewed already and certified that they are good to use and good to go, basically.
No,
So
guys, I really like it. By the way, listeners, if you go to the website, you see a lot of great stuff for very good prices. And I tell you something, it's quality stuff. It's not junk stuff. Because I see all these items that they have, from scopes to mounts and everything else, stuff that they use in these YouTube's videos. And this is not like just to play around airsoft, okay? It's really military grade stuff. For example, you got magazines and many other things. And talking about magazines, there are a lot of magazines right now out there for the AK-47 style rifles. What is your favorite magazine that for you works always perfectly and never give you any problems, even with all these different tests?
I tell you what, I always go back to the military surplus magazines, and the good steel magazines on sale you can get even for less than $10.
Yes.
So I absolutely see no point of going with some crazy new modern creations. However, that being said, when I was at the SHOT Show this year, the Magpul will be introducing the second generation of their PMAX for the AK. As we all know, the first generation was a complete disappointment, but the second one looks very promising because they have included the metal reinforcements basically on the parts which they should do it in the first place. They didn't, but they taking the notes, they corrected the issue. So
Okay.
these mags they look very promising. That's what, but basically, if I got a chance, I always go to the surplus magazines because these are proven magazines. They work no matter what.
Yeah, and by the way, they're like almost a tool. I've seen some videos out there, especially when you get the one with the metal spine. The spine of the magazine. I mean, that's a weapon itself. I mean, when you get something like that made of steel, that's like an axe, or at least you can.
Yes, you can use the magazine to do a lot of harm to your opponent, but also you can use as a beer opener.
Yes.
You can use for chopping the meat to pieces. I mean, it works perfectly. There are so many uses for the AK magazines. It's absolutely unbelievable.
That's your video, right? I mean, that was a YouTube
No,
video.
that was done by friends from the Polenard Tactical.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a
forgot.
known secret between the AK users
Yes,
that you can
yes.
use the magazine for many other things than just loading the rounds feeding the rounds to the rifle.
You're right. There was a Poland, another group I really like to watch. Guys, listen, this is exciting, listeners, okay? I mean, you don't need to be rich to have a rifle, to start to have a great rifle. We just, talking about the price of probably half of the price of a 1911, fancy 1911, you can have a real military grade rifle, semi-automatic, get a bunch of magazines, get a bunch of ammo, and train. And now we have affordable training here in the US by guys like Rob Ski here that I think it's amazing. I like this guy. First of all, it's the spirit, the excitement, like the same excitement I have and I had when I came to America. You want to do things that you never were able to do in your own country. And we can still do them regardless. These bastards in Washington, they're trying to stop us. Can still do it, and let's do it. So train. Don't just have a rifle and put it on the wall. Because, for example, Rob, people sometimes think, under stress, they will rise to the occasion and they will figure it out how to become Rambo. That's not the case. And one of the best ways to show sometimes to people, even just basic operation, just even a tactical reload. That means swapping a magazine with a fresh magazine, use magazine. If there are techniques, especially with AK, it's a little more complicated if you don't have training compared to an AR-15 that is pretty much a straight-up magazine. Tell us, for example, how would you perform the basic emergency reload with your AK, also called speed reload?
Basically, I always see this is where the reality crashes against the video games and everything else and movies. First of all, I always try to find if you are reloading in an open field, you did something wrong because you are a target. And I don't care how fast you're going to perform that reload right now for that second and a half, 2 seconds, you are a sitting duck with your useless rifle in the field. So you should be behind the cover, okay? Now, when you are behind the cover, what we teaching the students, okay, forget about the fancy way of slapping the magazine with taking the fresh magazine and using that magazine and slap out the spent magazine and then reloading. Because when we did this in the class too, you will see how the people are fumble under the pressure. You should take the new magazine, use your thumb, put it on the trigger guard and swipe it, the magazine release catch, free up the magazine well, load the new magazine, twist the rifle towards yourself with the right hand and use your left hand from over the top and charge it so you got the visible control over the charging handle. Don't try to be the fancy guy. Don't go underneath of the rifle. Don't try to do the crazy things. Simple baby steps at first. Learn how to run it efficiently and speed will come later.
Perfect.
And I'm telling you, we do this in the class. Always at the end of the training, we perform like a stress hour, and the students go through the different tasks, and they have to perform them on the clock. And there is a lot of stress put on them, and you will see how the people are reacting to it. It's a huge eye opener for them. We do this to show them, look, this is what's going to happen to you under the stress. So keep it simple, because it's easier to perform the simple tasks instead of trying to be fancy, and then you are fumbling. And if you are fumbling, this will end very bad to you.
Exactly. And more important, you must train. Whatever you want to do, you must be sure that, train is there. It is not just in your mind. Your body must go through thousands of repetition to make it pretty much part of your instinct.
Absolutely. But what I'm seeing right now, and it breaks my heart, and I think so it's an interesting trend developing in the training community. Most of the time you will see guys punching the paper from these 7 yards line distance, and they go into those fancy drills, and we are kind of forgetting about the basics of shooting. Everyone is so focused on, I want to go through that 1 to 5 drill and put as many rounds as possible on target, and then I'm happy. But you have to ask yourself, these drills are specifically designed for the CQBs and clearing rooms and things like this. How often, let's assume that the catastrophe is happening, how often you're going to find yourself going to the city and clearing the rooms? First of all, if you will be doing it, you will expend your ammo at enormous speed, okay? And second of all, you have to be retarded to go to the city in the event of emergency. I would run away from the city as far as possible to the woods so I can hunt, get food, and a shelter for my family.
Exactly. And the point, sometimes people forget, the rifle is to keep people away from you. I mean, the idea to become a marksman, to have at least the rifle standard, that at least to reach with the 4 minutes of angle, that is pretty much going to allow us, to keep our group at 500 yards in the 20 inches, 20 square inches. I mean, that's the advantage. Otherwise, you know what? Why is to have a rifle? You don't want to always think that you want to use the rifle for close situation. Of course, things may happen, but they weren't planned. The idea of the rifle to keep people away, and when you're a trained rifleman, you should be able to keep the enemies away at least 500 yards, even just use it with iron sight. Now,
Exactly, and that's my point. Yes, you should have that training too. For the CQBs and know how to work in the close environment. But it really, what I'm saying is that people are walking away. They are dropping completely a ball on the basic fundamentals of the shooting, and they are, and I think so. It goes with the human nature, because when you're punching that paper from the 7 yards line, it's instant gratification.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. That's true.
You
You're
can
right.
see the holes. It's easy. Why even bother? When if we are talking about the marksmanship, even at the 300 yards, 200 yards, you have to start putting some fundamentals.
Yes.
And you have to be patient and be good at it. And that takes practice. And you don't have always that instant gratification. It takes time to master those skills. So we try to balance it. We try to give it a little bit of everything. But that's what I'm trying to tell the students. You don't have to buy the class from us. I mean, forget me. But when you will go to the training class, make sure you're getting the full spectrum, full 360 on that training.
Perfect.
And it's not just the punching the paper from the close distance. Try to work on your other skills to develop them, because you could be the fastest shooter. I have seen the guys performing the 1 to 5 drill extremely fast. So what if I can punch your face from 400 yards before you can even touch me?
Exactly. Exactly. That's the point. That's the point, guys. Use the rifle for what's supposed to be the purpose of the rifle. Okay. Now, question. I was talking about basics. I like another video that you have on YouTube channel. Please give again the name of the YouTube channel, since we're talking about it.
It will be also AK Operators Union.
Perfect.
So our Facebook page is Facebook/AK Operators Union, or YouTube and /AK Operators Union. Or if you will just Google AK Operators Union, it will take you to our websites.
And just to let you know, since today, on today's show, I will create a page with today's show, as normally I do, and I will put a link to your YouTube channel, because it's really it's a must. Okay, so people can go to lovegunsfreedom.com, today's show, and there is a link directly to the YouTube channel. Anyway, back to the question. One of the videos that I watch, I really enjoy. Come back to the basics. How you zero your AK-47 pattern rifle with the Russian system. Can you please elaborate a little bit how you do that?
Yes, we, again, in the US, mainly we do not have the access to the 100 meters range, so the people develop so-called 25 yards, zero for the AK, and it works kind of okay, but the farther away you are, once you are past that 200 meters mark and you are using the iron sights, you are going to start accumulating error on the slider. So that adjustment slider is not going to match your settings for the distance. So I wanted to show to people the good old Russian military way, which we did it all over the places too. Basically, you have to go to the 100 meters, and I put the conversion for the yards too in the video. So it will be 109 yards. You have the special target. I provided the dimensions for it, control target, and the target width from the 100 meters, when you will go to the prone position and line up your front post underneath of that control target, it will match the width of your front post. So it is all really, it all makes sense. It was designed that way to be it. And then you zero the rifle the way how we described this in the video, and you shoot at that control target, and it should be a controlled distance from the point of aim to the point of impact. And this will give you the true 300 meters zero. So right after you're done with it, you should back off the slider to 100 and then verify the zero at the 100, 200, 300, and 400 meters and go from there. But it is a practically unknown method, to my amazement, in the United States. And again, we are kind of lazy. We created this shortcut with the 25 yards zero, and it's not always going to work perfectly. I mean, you're going to accumulate error. So I would strongly suggest to find the range, find that 100 meters range, or if you got your own field, do it that way, zero the rifle that way.
Guess what? This, that's why I love this show. I never stop learning, and I like to learn from my guests, and I like to learn from my listeners. And I found this new way, the Russian way out to zero the AK through you guys, through the YouTube, and I appreciate it. And this Sunday, I will go to the range, and I will bring pretty much all my AK-47s and 74, and I will start to play around with the read zeroing them, with this new system, because I think it's very amazing. I saw the video and I really like it. Hey, you're right. 25 yards sounds good, but then when you start to go over the 200 yards, there are too many errors, and you need to always play around with that.
That being said, for the red dots, because it's just the red dot, the 25 meters zero will work because you don't have that much of the room anyhow, and that 25 meters should take you. You should be good on the human-sized target from that 25 to 250 meters on that spread. But the red that's the weakness of the red dot, because there's not much. It's just the red dot in the middle, and you have to learn your holdovers when you are engaging the targets from the distance.
Yes, exactly. Now let's talk about projects. I see that you sent me a link today about a new project. It's a US-made 9mm AK. How are you involved with this project? Are you testing it? Are you part of the project? Tell us.
Yes, basically because of the sanctions introduced by President Obama last year, there was zero chance of importing the 9mm AKs from Russia, so we couldn't get Vityaz or we couldn't get the Saiga 9 or Vepr 9. At that time, the idea was born, the company named Definitive Arms out of Florida, so a little bit close to you. And the guys from the Atlantic Firearms, they team up and they said, you know what, screw this. Screw the politicians. We're going to design the American-made AK in 9mm so the people can enjoy this. And I'm very excited. For the last 3 weeks, we were working with that rifle. We talked to them, and they finally launched the product today. And we posted the video review of that rifle. Rifle works absolutely beautiful. It's such a fun to shoot, and I'm amazed. By what they done and how they done it and the quality of the product, and I'm so happy. Again, the American spirit prevailed, and in my eyes, this is the salute with the one finger to the politicians in the Washington D.C.
I agree, Rob. This is a great idea, and on top, can be also very good tactical applications for this. As you were saying before. During regular homes, in regular homes, the 762x39 or even the 545x39, it's way too much powerful. And to have the same type of, first of all, people that are used to the AK-47 platform, and they can have it now in 9mm, not only could be easier also to find ammunition sometimes, especially if there is some sort of a ban on ammo, but more important, in the households, there could be an ammo that could be much easier to handle in a regular household. Don't you think about that?
Absolutely. I think for the home defense, this is the perfect tool. The 9mm, as you know, it does not have that much of energy, and it makes it a very perfect weapon for the home defense. Also, maneuvering that weapon, that rifle, is extremely easy. It has zero recoil. I mean, recoil is like 22 LR rifle, so non-existing one. So even for the females, probably this is going to be a perfect choice too, because it's not as intimidating as a 7.62. But I love this rifle. I love to run it, and you can run it extremely fast and transition from target to target extremely fast. And they did outstanding job, and I'm really happy. I mean, this is something what makes me proud. Makes me proud to be American, really.
Very good. I'm excited too. You know, this is always a way. The spirit of freedom must never surrender, and we always find a way to defeat the evil tyrants. That's my bottom line, and I agree with you. And you know, I see that a lot of things you do. You know, besides these classes. Tell me a little bit about you as a person. You know, beside the you know, your instructor. You know, you have your YouTube, and you are part of the National Guard. Rob Ski, what are you as a person normally? How do you spend your day when you don't shoot guns?
Well, unfortunately, the whole AK Operators Union takes so much time that my family isn't always happy about it. I got two kids and wife, and it's hard to tell me, but between all the messages from the Facebook, emails, and the YouTube, it takes enormous amount of the time to answer it every day, and this is happening every day. But I want to keep the people happy too, and that's why we created the AK Operators Union. But you know, I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with my kids, with my wife, because the family. I strongly believe the family is extremely important. This is the foundation of everything, and if you don't have a strong family, you're going to fail.
I agree. I agree. And that, you know, that's why we are doing this. I mean, you're doing this to try to preserve the rights that we had and we hopefully still have here in America for your kids, for who's coming after us. I mean, this is the way also you're doing it. That's why I say when you do things like this, you know, you try to invite people to learn how to shoot, to get excited. That's beautiful because, you know, people sometimes don't get involved with our Second Amendment rights until they try it, until they say, wow, this is not something for bad people. This is not something for gangsters. This is about to be an American, to have this God-given right of self-defense, and also more important, to be part of the last line of defense of this republic. That's the bottom line. So the rifle, it's important. And that's why training American citizen, training a law-abiding American that who believes in freedom, I think it's a very honorable mission that you're doing. And I hope for you success, and I hope pretty soon you're going to be making more money than your wife could imagine. So when you're going to be busy on the Facebook and on YouTube and doing this, your wife is going to bring you beer or vodka after you finish shooting. By the way, I like the video about how to become a Russian operator with a vodka style.
That was our little joke done at the end of the year to keep it, you know, funny and in perspective. But speaking about my wife, she's doing a fantastic job. All the videos, what you see, they are filmed from by her. She's working behind the camera, so she's helping us. And I you know, the union couldn't exist without my wife or Paul's wife. They doing outstanding job helping us and keeping everything together, and you know, understanding our commitment to it. But speaking about the training, one of my goals too is I think so that it would be awesome to bring more kids to our sport, because shooting, that's a sport. That's how it used to be. The shooting was extremely popular sport for the kids, and right now I think we kind of walk away from it because we are not seeing as many kids involved in the shooting competitions. And that's sad. And I'm thinking for 2016, I think we will bring the classes for the kids, especially where we'll talk about the safety, where we'll talk about the weapon safety, but we will also give them an opportunity to take the rifles and maybe those 9mm rifles and to shoot and learn how to shoot safely and have fun. Because this is all about the fun, and I think so. If you will bring more kids to this sport, this is the key to spread that love for the firearms, just like it used to be in America. Because if you will go, you know, those 16, 20 years ago, I talked to the people, and they saying, you know, the kids were going for hunting with fathers, and you know, there were the father were dropping off the kid with the shotgun, you know, going back from hunting next to the school, and nobody was making a big deal of it. Now you show up with the shotgun close to school, and you got the SWAT team, and everything is shut down.
Exactly.
But I think so that this is the key to bring the youth and reintroduce that sport to the youth.
I completely
Get them away from the Xbox. Get them away from the PlayStation. You know, let's. This is an outdoor sport, outdoor activities. Keep them engaged because that's the key for success.
and also the key to keep our next generation going, because one day we're going to be old and we need to have the next generation of Americans that understand what means to be free, what means to have a right that nobody else around the world has. You know that. So I completely agree with you. We got to bring him to the range, and I'm glad that we can help him out also through you. Listen, Rob, I need to let you go now, and I really hope we can be in touch more often, because I'm one of your biggest fan of your YouTube channel. And please, when you come around next time, you have my cell phone. Whenever you come around here, Mojave County or Las Vegas or whatever, give me a call, okay?
Sure. Thank you, guys. Thanks for being at your show, and thanks for the opportunity to speak to your fans. Thanks, guys.
Perfect. Thank you. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Lucas Zanna. Don't Go Away, a song that now I dedicate to all the operators of Union Local 74 and 47. Don't Go Away. AK Operators Union, this song is for you.
Come and take it. 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 You're gonna like it. You're gonna feel like it's paradise. Come and take it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna taste it. One between your eyes. Come and take it. Come and take it. Come and take it. Come and take it. No more false illusions. Enough of your phony hope. You've stolen our son's future. Your empty words are like dope. If you want our guns, you want our souls. If you want our lives, here we stand in line. Come and take it. You're gonna like it. You're gonna feel like it's paradise. Come and take it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna taste it. One between your eyes. Come and take it. Come and take it. Come and take it. Come and take it. No more tears, no more fears. Let's have our lives real. Now it's time to fight. And freedom may never die. Come and take it. You're gonna like it. You're gonna feel like it's paradise. Come and take it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna taste it. One between your eyes. Come and take it. 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 Come and take it.
He's a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman,
I'm not afraid.
and a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid.
Italian by birth,
I'm not afraid.
American by choice. Gianluca Zanna
I'm not afraid.
and his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. Gianluca Zanna's new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom.